Smacking S'mores presents The March to YouTube Domination. Dateline Hollywood. A plucky red-haired beauty hatches her plan to conquer the internet by gaining 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. But she can't do it alone. Only you can help her in her quest to achieve YouTube greatness by liking, subscribing, and most importantly, sharing her videos. Remember, it's up to you to fight the evils of YouTube suppression and the evil corporations who want to keep you down by clicking the like button as we march our way to YouTube domination.
They are still trying to cancel anyone and anything surrounding Gina Carano. At least some people are defending her. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate Harpy, in the middle of a live stream where we will be fancily and cleverly editing things, but anything you might say might pop up in the pop-up portion. We are talking today about cancel culture and how just sick and tired of everything we absolutely are with the screaming, crying, reeing masses. The people who have it so good in their lives that they have nothing better to do with their time and their day than sit on their cell phones that their parents paid for, that were made in China, in a factory somewhere. You know what they do in those factories. So in some instances, some of those places, they have these nets to keep workers from, jumping out the windows because they're not having it so easy. They're not getting to sit on their cell phones all damn day. They're not getting to complain and try and cancel everything. And to prove my point, because I can't speak today, I was not going to even talk about this until somebody butted into my thread when I was just simply asking, is this even anything more than a headline? I guess it is, but we're going to relate a few things into this. We've got the Henry Cavill stuff. We've got the Bill Burr stuff. We've got all of this. And the fact that I, just in my own thread, asking my own viewer, is there anything more to this than just a headline? Is this really a big deal? Is this just a couple of people outraged? The fact that I had somebody butt in and try and silence me and try and make a huge kerfuffle and a huge to-do about correcting and saying, no, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't you talk about it. No, it is nothing. You guys are just making up a bunch of outrage just for the mass. Proving my point exactly that maybe it is something a little more. Maybe this is something a little bit more in depth. Maybe that they use these sort of hit pieces in these articles when they do let people go. Like Henry Cavill here. He is now reportedly being replaced for a Superman movie with JJ's reboot. They're just rebooting the entire Warner lineup, basically, pretty much most of them. We're gonna have Robert Pattinson as Batman. We're gonna have a couple of different Jokers running around, and Henry Cavill's Superman will probably now be played by Michael B. Jordan. That guy, that dude. Why not? Just because the wokey mobs can have something to yell at you for, if you dare complain about it. If you dare complain about it, they'll call you a nist, they'll call you a phobe, they'll call you because they have it so good in their lives. They have nothing to worry about from their cell phones that their parents paid for, in their bedrooms, in their parents' houses. These are usually children, these hate mob people. When they're not, in fact, in the case of marketing accounts, people that these studios actually utilize. People like interns, people like low-tier employees, people who will have 2 or 3 accounts. They will have sock puppets, they will have burners, they have nothing else to do because they're certainly not sitting there writing anything good, but they sit there on social media stirring up shit, stirring up drama, stirring up reasons to get actors fired, reasons to get rid of people, like in the case of Gina Carano here, reasons like combing through their Twitter threads, feeds, whatever, threads, we'll use a new word for it. And the fact that Henry Cavill was getting, and absolutely was getting, legit backlash from some of these people. We don't know. They might just be marketing accounts. We can't prove it one way or another. That's the thing. That's the thing with all of these social media accounts. You're hiding behind nothing. You're hiding behind an avatar, aren't you? That's how it is, though. They just want to call you an ist or a all of us. Even if we don't look, quite as fair-skinned, pale-skinned as some of they just want to assume and label how many people who have been not as pale as myself, been called an hysterophobe just because these Twitter mobs don't care and they don't look. They just want to blame you. They just want to, or me if you're a woman. They'll attack you for something if you're a woman and they'll be like, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Got the profile picture and everything to prove it, but who cares? Who cares? So he did receive some backlash for dating her, and that's what they do. They want to go out of their way. There's just a couple of them. It wasn't a huge amount, but a couple of these really, really super trolly little things. Oh, Henry Cavill dated Gina Carano. You know what that means. Currently judging Henry Cavill for dating Gina Carano, even though it was a decade ago. It was a decade. Why do we care who he dated a decade ago? She was an MMA fighter. I don't think she was even acting a decade ago, was she? She was still fighting, right? He's entitled to date who he wants to date. And what are they trying to do? What are they going to do? They're trying to get him to throw her under the bus. They're trying to get her. This is what I keep telling people. They want people to be part of this wokier than thou woke mob because they want their allies. It is like a gang. It is like a gang of people who just want you to, no. I need to slam Gina Carano just so I'm not associated. And then he's not going to do that because he's a decent person. He's an actual, real, legit, sweet, genuine, nice guy who doesn't actually go around hating everybody. And this is what usually happens. The people who usually aren't these hateful, horrible people who don't go out of their way to try and cancel others, those are usually the ones that they go after, like Henry Cavill. Like somebody who's said, hey, maybe we shouldn't say horrible things about the fans who don't like our movies.
But there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
And I've done videos on that, and that's when a lot of people decided to really throw a lot of their support for Henry Cavill without really needing any other reason for that. You know, I mean, let alone the fact that he was a lot of people's favorite Superman, let alone the fact that he's killing it over on The Witcher and people are really enjoying that, let alone the fact that he seems like just a decent human being. No, he also said, hey, let's not attack fans when we make bad movies. There's no reason to. I'm paraphrasing, of course. I've done videos on that. And now, who's the next person they're going after? Looks like it's going to be Bill Burr. We already know that they're zeroing in on Rosario Dawson, on Bill Burr, on anybody they can label as other. Anyone they can say, oh, you said something that somebody was possibly offended by a while ago. Ooh, we got to zero in on you and be all offended. And Bill Burr in a recent podcast, actually the guys over at Midnight's Edge did a video on this. Not going to just repeat their whole video here, but they did clip a very large segment of his show where he's discussing, it's a podcast that he does with a couple of other comedians, where he's discussing a little bit of the cancellation. Anyway, the whole point of that was him stating, hey, I'm on that show. Yeah, you do kind of have to watch what you say because of a tweet. It was mostly confirming that you have to watch what you say or else they're going to come after you or else they're going to get you. And it wasn't really, it was a lot of speculation. A lot of you can read into it. But one thing he did say is that he did defend her. Bill Burr says his former colleague lost her job due to a fucking crazy time created by cancel culture. What is this? Advocates. No, they're the hate mobs. And Colin Ewan, thank you so much. Henry won't throw Gina under the bus because he's a proper gent. Absolutely. And thank you so much. They won't because they're reasonable, decent human beings. And that is not what cancel culture wants. They want people to pile on. They want people to throw people under the bus. They want people to go after others because that's how these mobs work. That's how these hate mobs. It's a game. It's a game that a bunch of teenagers decided to do on the internet just to get back at people they don't agree with. Probably ironically too. They probably weren't even serious. And then it snowballed. It took off. And now these companies utilize this. They monitor. In the case of Gina Carano, they flat out were monitoring social media to see that We Love Cara Dune was trending. And then they decided to come back with cancel Gina Carano, fire Gina Carano. So they listen to their pre-approved hate mobs. They listen to their pre-approved groups. They don't listen to us when we say fire Kathleen Kennedy. They don't listen to us when we actually comment on their actual videos. Anytime you have a Star Wars anything, Anytime you have a Star Wars anything pop up, whether it's Kathleen Kennedy talking about the Oscars, or whether you have Pedro Pascal talking about something else, or whether you have a High Republic something or other, everybody is downvote, fire Kathleen Kennedy, downvote, we stand with Gina Carano. And that's what every single time we actually have real people, not their little marketing accounts, not these little 5 teenagers with sock puppets on Twitter. When we have real humans, we see this. We actually see the backlash. We actually see, but they don't listen. They only listen to their little pre-approved groups. So this is why we think maybe that they're pre-approved. And he says his former colleague on The Mandalorian lost her job due to a fucking crazy time created by cancel culture advocates. He plays Migs Mayfield on the show, defended the actress during a recent appearance on All Things Comedy on the All Things Comedy YouTube channel. I'm on that effing show. Now I gotta watch what the F I say, said Mr. Burr on February 24th. It's his own podcast though, isn't it? She was an absolute sweetheart, super effing nice person, and whatever. They canceled her action figure, co-host Joe DeRosa replied. That's how deep cancel culture is. They canceled her action figure. It's like, let the action figure out. Yeah, they're canceling actual money. They don't want money. These people, they hide behind fake avatars. If you film yourself responding to them, what do? They insult you, they mock you. It's like, no, you're gonna have an actual conversation with. They don't want that. So I just block a lot of these people. Mr. Burr said it was absurd that a single tweet like Ms. Carano's could end her employment. It's a fucking crazy time, he added, that people are just waiting and just laying in the weeds. How about you just be an individual and you continue to buy tickets to people you want to go see? Because they don't. And he's absolutely right. They're just sitting there. They're camping on Twitter. They comb through your threads. They get mad at what you liked years ago. I have people screenshotting things I said years ago, trying to demand I apologize for them being too stupid to read it. That's the biggest thing. Here is how we fight cancel culture. I will give you the honest to goodness, this is the only thing that works. You tell them no. You slap back, you clap back, and I hate clap backing sometimes. You tell them no. This is not what this tweet says. You need to read this for yourself and cancel yourself for assuming and alleging and inserting. Especially if you're giving somebody something that is open for interpretation. Right? If you give them, here, you can have this interpretation or this interpretation of this tweet. The one you select shows how horrible you are. That's one of the things. I actually got into it with somebody a couple days ago. Oreo Cookies had a tweet. They said trans people exist. So what I pulled up the exact number. Now, you can look at that tweet one of two ways. You can look at that tweet as saying, hey, look at how many actually do exist. That's quite a few. Or you can look at it with a chip on your shoulder like a hateful cancel culture mob bully person. And you can say, you're trying to diminish how many. You're trying to erase our existence. This flat out says how many are here. This flat out says, and it is specifically picked and selected for a reason. To show you it is all how you look at it. And there's always two sides of every coin. There's always two ways to look at something, at least. There's usually your side, my side, and the truth is in the middle somewhere. And the fact that we live in a day and age where people are allowed to interpret the most hateful, it's a game. They decided to make an entire game of how can we twist what people say into the most horrific way possible to get people to be like, oh no, I didn't mean to. Because a lot of people will genuinely not want to hurt people's feelings or offend people. A lot of people are like, oh crap, I didn't mean to say whatever I said. And they will take it back. But then that's how they cancel people, isn't it? That's how we get the cancel culture in the first place. That's how we get that, is because you get a few of these people who are like, I cannot have any hatred or shame or any blame placed on me. I am going to make sure that nobody sees anything that I did by canceling other people, by going after every single other celebrity person, everything in their closet, and finding some reason to cancel them. And I'm gonna comment a little bit. I think everybody can have some hypocritical moments. Everybody can change their mind. Everybody can have multiple takes on issues at one point or another in their lives. It is, how far are you willing to go to ruin somebody's life over it? Are you trying to get them fired? Are you trying to get them removed? Are you trying to hurt their income and their livelihoods? So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42, and I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
To give attention to what is near you is to become an expert on your environment. And who doesn't want to be an expert on something?